Thank you, Chairman. I'd actually like to pick up where he left off because, something you said there, Mr. Vernig, in response to the chairman. The chairman asked you if these backlogs are by design, and if I remember correctly, you said that's not correct. So I guess I just want to ask you, do you see the backlogs as a good thing or a bad thing?
Senator, I see the backlogs as a bad thing, and that's why we are investing millions of dollars and we continue to increase our throughput. We're up 40% over the last 3 years.
I just, want to build off of what the chairman said here because, again, I was going through, I was looking through your Form 10K. And in addition to what the head of your company said, but like here, it just says in plain terms here, in business model produces attractive financial characteristics. In the end of the paragraph, it says, finally, certain of our businesses carry a relatively long duration backlog, which enables strong visibility into future net sales. It goes on to say, where this backlog visibility exists, we are able to more effectively plan and predict our sales and production activity. I mean, it just seems to me exactly what we were just saying, that this is part of your business model. So I guess I just want to ask you again, are the backlogs part of your business model? Is this something that you see as necessary for your business?
Senator, that is not necessary for our business. It's not how we want to run our business. We work every single day to bring these backlogs down, and we've actually reduced them to an average of 2 years, which is not enough, which is why we continue to invest back into our businesses.
Where would you like to see it go?
I'd like to see it back to pre-pandemic levels.
And which was what?
Pumpers were 7 to 10 months, on the outside 12 months, and aerials were 12 to 18 months, depending on the complexity.
And what steps have you taken to be able to get down to that level?
Well, we've continued to hire thousands or hundreds of, if not thousands of skilled labor, which is one of the biggest problems we have. We've invested millions of dollars in every factory for lasers, punch brakes. We put in, we just bought our first robot paint system that we're going to try. We are doing everything we can, and then we just announced doubling the size of our Brandon, South Dakota facility on a $20 million investment. There's more that we're going to be doing at our facility in E1 that we'll be announcing soon as well. So
but when are you going to get that? When are you projected to get that backlog down to pre-pandemic levels?
Well, we feel that we can get this down within the next 12 to 18 months to the pre-pandemic levels. Now, there's still going to be some of these very complex trucks we have. They take a much higher skill set, a much more trained skill set to be able to do those trucks. And those are the longest lines with trucks waiting for them because it's thousands of hours of labor and it takes really high skilled people to do those trucks.
Mr. Meyer, I'd like to just ask the same question to you. Where do you want to see your backlog get towards?
Sir, we believe pre-pandemic times, regardless of what the customer ordered from a customization standpoint, they could get a truck in 12 to 18 months. And our objective is to get to that. 12
to 18 months is acceptable to you?
12 to 18 months for a fully custom apparatus, sir. Currently, we have options for our stock units.
Where are you at right now in terms of how long it would take?
We have some units that are standard stock units. We have some of those apparatus that are on the ground today and could get delivered next week if a customer ordered them. We also have options in a middle configuration called Build My Pierce that has less customization. The ones that have less customization would be around 2 years. Trucks that have full customization, what we call a build-to-order truck, are currently around 2 to 4 years, depending on the specification.
So we've heard a lot of criticisms here in terms of how your companies have operated. And I guess just since we have you before us, since you're here under oath, I want to just ask very clearly and just hear from you. With your companies, Mr. Vernig and Mr. Meyer, your respective companies, has there been any effort on your end to engage in any anti-competitive practices, including collusion with any other company to suppress market competition, restrict the supply of fire apparatus, or engage in any other anti-competitive practices with the purpose of increasing the cost of fire apparatus? Mr. Meyer?
Sir, no, we have not participated in any anti-competitive behavior. We have 3,000 employees that go to work every day to serve firefighters, and they are working extremely hard to get these men and women the trucks that they've ordered and to get those lead times in check, sir.
Mr. Vernig?
No, Senator, we have never engaged in any kind of that activity, no.
Mr. Musharbash, I'd like to just turn to you. I'm not asking for you to make any verdict here, but I would like to hear more from you about whether or not the practices that you've been observing in the industry by both of these companies amount to, at a minimum, reasonable suspicion that they've engaged in anti-competitive practices.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I believe so, yes. Under the antitrust laws, we've always been concerned about financiers, large corporations with deep pockets going out and buying up the competition to consolidate market power. In this case, we've seen Rev Group go out and buy competitors until it amassed 30 to 40% market share on a national scale. There is a presumption in the antitrust laws that when a series of acquisitions leads to the consolidation of more than 30% market share, that is presumptively unlawful. That should be subject to investigation. Beyond that, we've also seen anti-competitive practices in the context of dealers. We've seen mergers between dealers that eliminated competition, and those seem to have been pushed from the center by Pierce and Rev Group. Those can be concerning from an antitrust perspective as well.
Mr. Vernig, I'd be interested in hearing your response to that claim about buying up the competitors over the course of the years. And Mr. Meyer, I'd be interested in hearing your response when it comes to the merger of dealers. Mr. Vernig, why don't we start with you?
Well, yeah, just to level set, please, Senator, we had 4 purchases over the course of 17 years. Each one of those companies was in financial distress when we bought them. So I know for sure in the case of KME, but I can say for fairly certain if you look at the numbers in these other businesses that had we not purchased those companies when we did, they would not be in the marketplace today, which I think would exacerbate the problem that we have. And so I'm very happy that we are continuing to build these trucks and offer these products to our customers. As far as his market share, what he brings up on market share, there really is no definitive market share data that shows the entire industry, but I would disagree with his claims of what our market share is because we don't reach that point from the market that I see.
Mr. Meyer, if you can respond to the concerns about mergers of dealers.
Yes, Senator, I'd be happy to provide some clarity there. So we operate through independent dealers across the United States and Canada, and they operate over 120 service centers across that area. When a dealer goes about purchasing another dealer, in most cases it's because a dealer is ready to retire and they're looking to exit their dealership, they would look to another dealer to sell to. When that takes place, we have high expectations that our dealers are investing in service and aftermarket and increasing the number of service centers available to customers so that we can expect to have trucks stay in service and supported longer. Our dealers invest heavily into those territories.
Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
During a Senate Homeland Security hearing on Wednesday, Senator Andy Kim, Democrat, New Jersey, questioned Mike Vernig, president of REV Group Specialty Vehicles Group, and Dan Meyer, vice president of sales at Pierce Manufacturing, about the long delays in delivering fire trucks and other emergency vehicles. Kim pressed both executives on whether these backlogs were part of their company's business models, pointing to investor filings that describe the advantages of having long-term sales visibility through backlogs. Vernig rejected that characterization, saying the backlogs were a bad thing and not how the company wanted to operate. He explained that REV Group has invested millions of dollars into factory upgrades, new robotics, and hiring skilled workers to reduce wait times. He said the goal is to return to pre-pandemic delivery schedules of 7 to 10 months for pumpers and 12 to 18 months for aerial trucks. Meyer gave a similar response, noting that while stock trucks can sometimes be delivered quickly, customized, build-to-order vehicles currently take 2 to 4 years. He said the company's aim is to reduce those timelines back to about 12 to 18 months, which he considered acceptable for highly customized trucks. Both executives denied engaging in any anti-competitive practices, including collusion or deliberate restrictions on supply. However, antitrust expert Bassam Masherbash testified that there were reasons for concern. He pointed to REV Group's acquisitions, which he said gave the company 30 to 40% of the national market, a level that antitrust law presumes may be unlawful. He also raised issues with dealer mergers, which he argued could limit competition and weaken customer options. Vernig defended the acquisitions, stating that the companies purchased were in financial distress and would likely not have survived without REV Group stepping in. He argued that these moves helped maintain supply rather than reduce it. Meyer added that dealer consolidations often happened when retiring owners sold their businesses, and that Pierce expected those new owners to invest in service centers and improve customer support. The hearing highlighted the tension between industry claims of trying to meet demand and lawmakers' concerns that consolidation and long delays may be leaving fire departments across the country waiting too long for essential equipment.